everyone, and welcome to Software Engineers Academy. I'm your host, Edson Camacho, software engineer, and I'm so excited to have you here today. On this episode, we're diving into a fascinating and often misunderstood topic, what software engineers actually do. Whether you're someone curious about this field, considering it as a career, or just trying to figure out what your tech-savvy friends spend their days doing, this conversation will give you clarity. When most people hear software engineer, the image that comes to mind is someone glued to a computer screen, writing endless lines of code. While coding is important, it's just one piece of a much larger puzzle. Software engineers are problem solvers, designers, and builders. They create solutions that power the apps on your phone, the tools you use at work, and even systems behind life-saving medical devices. To understand their work, it helps to break it down into phases. Software engineers often follow what's called the software development life cycle. It starts with planning, understanding the problem, and figuring out the best way to solve it. Then comes designing, where they create the blueprint for the solution. After that, it's time to build, test, and eventually launch the product. But their work doesn't stop there. Engineers also maintain and improve systems over time, ensuring they remain efficient, secure, and reliable. One of the most exciting aspects of this field is how varied it can be. There are front-end engineers who focus on what users see and interact with, back-end engineers who handle the behind-the-scenes magic, and full-stack engineers who work on both. Each role comes with its own challenges and rewards. Of course, coding isn't the only skill these engineers need. They rely on tools like version control systems, frameworks, and collaboration platforms to get the job done. And speaking of collaboration, software engineers rarely work alone. They're part of larger teams that include designers, product managers, and quality assurance specialists. Together, they bring ideas to life. Another important aspect of the job is debugging. Think of it as detective work for computers. When something doesn't work as expected, it's the engineer's job to find the problem and fix it. This requires patience, creativity, and a deep understanding of how systems work. Engineers also work within frameworks like Agile or Scrum, which help organize and prioritize their tasks. These methods ensure that projects stay on track and adapt to changes along the way. And while writing clean, maintainable code might not sound glamorous, it's an art form in itself. Good code is like a well-written book. It's clear, easy to follow, and stands the test of time. Another thing that sets great engineers apart is their commitment to continuous learning. Technology evolves rapidly, and staying up to date is crucial. From new programming languages to emerging technologies like AI, there's always something new to explore. Software engineers also think a lot about scale. When designing systems, they consider how those systems will perform as they grow. Whether it's a website handling millions of users or an app processing thousands of transactions per second, scalability is key. Security is another top priority. Engineers must design software that protects data and resists cyber attacks. Testing plays a big role in this, ensuring that systems are reliable before they reach the user. It's not all technical though. Engineers often face ethical dilemmas. For example, how should data be used responsibly? How can we ensure AI systems are fair and unbiased? These are questions that require thoughtful consideration. Career paths in this field are diverse. Some engineers work for startups, where they wear many hats, while others join large corporations with specialized roles. Freelancing is also a popular option, offering flexibility and variety. As they grow in their careers, engineers may take on leadership roles, mentoring juniors or managing teams. No matter where they work or what they specialize in, the best engineers focus on building value rather than just chasing. Looking ahead, the future of software engineering is exciting. Emerging fields like quantum computing, AI, and blockchain are reshaping the landscape. Engineers who embrace these changes will play a pivotal role in shaping our world. Before we wrap up, I want to address one common question. Is work-life balance in this field a myth? The answer depends on where you work and how you set boundaries. While some roles can be demanding, many engineers find ways to manage their time and prioritize what matters. So, what's the big takeaway? Software engineers do far more than write code. They're creators, innovators, and problem solvers who shape the technology we rely on every day. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Software Engineers Academy. If you enjoyed this discussion or learned something new, don't forget to share it with a friend. I'm Edson Camacho, and I'll see you next time.